Give me a sec. I want to make sure I. Right, testing. Is my volume just like. Mm, testing. Give me a second. Mic test. Okay. Oh, capture count. I still need a. Okay, that's working. Why can I not hear anything from my computer? Hello? Testing. Let me try it from my phone. All right, testing. A little closer, I guess. All right, testing. Give me a sec. Mm-hmm. All right, testing. That's okay. Well, we'll see how it sounds. Man, I'm gonna need a refill on water at some point soon. I got little Fritzy here. Hey now, little Fritzy. Boy. Come on. Come on. If I tilt the laptop, I think you'd be able to see him. Oh, okay, anyway. um, yeah, this does sound a bit. Turn that up a little bit. Is that too much? I think better at least. Okay, well, yes, hello, I'm Boxcats. We're playing some, of the Virche Fantasy today. we're gonna do a Yves after story. You know, it's weird. We did Lucas's after story like a week ago. But for some reason, when I sorry, for some reason when I watched the VOD, it it would show a preview of the actual like stream, but like when I try to play the video, the VOD, it would loop like the last 5 seconds of the stream. So I have no idea what happened, and I noticed just yesterday that it's actually now gone. So that's weird. But we did do that. Hmm. Okay, I do. It's one cat over here, one cat over here, and one cat over there, and they're like staring at each other. Mm-hmm. Hello, baby. And he left. He's gone. Take my slippers off. And lean back a little bit. Oh, he's back. Hi, come on up. Come on up. No, don't bite the wires. No. Yes, I know, but that's the microphone wire. This is brand new. Well, Christmas new, but like don't break my microphone, please. Okay, so yeah. I actually haven't streamed in a while, it feels like. I know recently. Maybe I need to lift this up. That might also help. But yeah, I know. We've been on a roll with this fan disc the past couple of streams. I mean, I will get back to like indie otome games, but like I'm still working on that that paper. I actually posted like the first part of it, like the intro part of it, on Tumblr just earlier this morning, and I'm working on the next part of it, the main part of it. Like most of the information is collected, and I think I have the timeline like in order, more or less. But I also don't want to like. I want to get through the fan disc content, or at least the Voce de la Coda part of it, before I go on to anything else. Because I don't know, one of them might have vital information that I can apply to my my paper. I never planned for this to happen. All I did was play the despair ends. And then somehow I'm now spent the past like month writing a thesis. So yeah, we're on a Virtue Evermore train ride until I actually finish that thing. So the content, if you haven't already noticed, is gonna be mainly Virtue. Oh god, crazy hours, crazy cat hours. I wonder if you can hear that. Oh, no. Start. So, we've already done Cian, Lucas, and Mathis, so we're gonna play the Yves now, and then Adolf and Anko. So I actually am curious how this is gonna go, because if I remember correctly, in the Salvation end, Yves had like only a few months left to live, and they were like living in a cave. So I'm curious how they're gonna, what they're gonna do with that. So I guess we'll see. Death and salvation. Both were two sides of the same story.
答えに正解はなく、どちらとも正しく、どちらとも間違っている。
There was no correct answer. Both were right and both were wrong. Okay.
唯一確かなことは、
However, one thing was certain.
どのような結末になろうと、死神と悪魔はその終焉の先まで共に生きているということだ。
No matter the results, Death and the demon would live together to the end of their days and beyond.
君が生む死も不幸も
I mean,
絶望
despite the
も
situation they're in, this is
そのすべて
a
は
cute moments.
俺のものだ。
Right. The death, misfortune, and despair you gave birth, the death, misfortune, and despair you give birth to is mine and mine alone.
この命をかけて君を愛してる。
I need to get back into like the rhythm of how I stream. This is downside of having a hyperfixation. I spent so long away from another thing I've been doing that I come back and I'm like, what am I? How did I do this before? My life belongs to you forever, Cerez.
黒きリコリスに誓おう。
I think I wanna... Yeah. That's not too much, is it? I feel like I might wanna... I have to, like, lift it to check which is the minus and the plus. Because it's, like, supposed to be like this. At least, you know... We could try it like this. I feel like it might not work as well. Yeah, that sounds kind of like echoey, so I'm just gonna do this again. There we go. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I hope everyone's been doing well. I hope you've enjoyed your Valentine's? I'm trying to remember when I last streamed. Did I stream before Valentine's or after? Well, regardless, I hope everyone's been good. Yeah, I'll let him do his voice. It's too awkward getting back into and remembering what I did before. So we'll just simplify it. Yeah, like I said, he has 3 months left to live or something like that. You know, it'd be nice if they could, like, not have that happen. Because I'm like, will they really do that for, like, the alts, the after story, the main ends? In my opinion. Are they really gonna kill off Yves? And somehow make it a happy ending? Are we doing Lucas? Which I'm actually happy they, like, somehow they had a happy ending where they were alive in the fandisc, so I'm still wondering how that happened. Okay, spoiler. Okay, so yeah, Ceres and last time we streamed, Ceres and Lucas were in Hades. Bunch of Barrows came at Lucas and Ceres and Lucas because, you know, it's hell. They got caught in some kind of like fantasy world where everything was all happy. Nadia was cured and alive. And they had to, you know, break out of it and face the Nadia that was created by Capuchin, and make their way through a door, which apparently led to reincarnation. But when Anko saw them, like, I think 10 years had passed from when they died. But when Anko saw them come, you know, come his way, the description he gave made it look like they were exactly the same. They looked exactly the same. So how did that happen? Like, and it was all three of them. Lucas, Ceres, Nadia, all three of them together. So, and they were the same age as, looked exactly like they did when they were alive. So I'm like, how did that happen? Did, like, their reincarnation actually send them to the past in, like, another land? And they made their way back to Arpachel? And I don't know, I'm trying to figure that out, because that doesn't make sense for them to be reincarnated and look exactly the same in the same age. And as far as I'm aware, that's not how it works, but maybe convenience? Okay, oh, sorry, I have a call. Alright, sorry about that. It's my parents. And also the cat disconnected the game from the capture card, so I need to fix that. Here we go, yeah. Oh yeah, and if you haven't noticed, I'm color coordinating with the the route we're playing today. Oh yes, I also do wanna take another listen at that. Oh, let me mute this so I can do that accurately. Wait, is it even going? Okay, I guess it wasn't going. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard the click of the switch, so I assumed that it was going, but oh, I think it was. It's just when the cat disconnected it, so yeah, okay, yeah, that's what happened. Okay, but okay, it's back. This is why I don't let the cats in while I stream. They're kind of chaotic. I love them, but they have a tendency to disconnect wires, chew on them, and jump on computers. Right now they're occupied out there, so you know. Hopefully the rest of this will go smooth. Need more water. Alright. Alright, so sound checking. I actually almost feel like the game could be louder. Okay, I bumped it up a little bit. Alright. I'm still trying to find that, like, sweet spots. It's been, like, what, 3 years I've been at this, and I'm still, like a newbie. I still have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, I think this sounds okay. Maybe a little on the quieter side, since my phone is at, like, medium volume. But I think at least for level of game and mic audio, it's okay. I hope it is. Anyway, so I can focus. I'm gonna take this out. Alright. And I need to hide this, or else the cat will chew it. Honestly, I just need to buy a new one. I just need to buy a new one, but, like, I have, like, no money. Besides, it still works anyway. Only one of the earbuds is, like, half broken. But the speaker part of it still works, so... No, actually... where is that thing? Oh my god, this is a mess. Put a little chopstick on. There we go. Alright. My cat's staring at me. Alright, okay, let's go.
この約束と
Fire?
思いだけは 明快の豪華で
Are you
も
guys okay?
決して焼き
You
尽く
guys
せは
might
しな
want
い
to
だ
get
ろう
out of there. I'm just saying. It's not even Hades' flames can burn them to ashes. Like, I don't know if that's actually happening or if it's like a visual metaphor. Okay, I guess it actually was. How did that... Did it say and I just like... Did they set themselves on fire? It's like I said, in the Salvation End, they were just like, you know, they had a time limit to be together, but they were just there in the cave, you know, but I guess maybe he was nearing his limits, and they started a fire? I don't know. Well, they're dead, so... Back in Hades, so if you... Since the VOD never appeared, like I said, of Lucas's roots, introducing Hades, which I actually think is absolutely beautiful. I love the red moon. And I just like something about the like dark aesthetic. Like it's like a dark beauty kind of aesthetic. I don't know, I just find this the look of it cool. Alright, but yeah, we dead. I'm also trying to be careful with my words, because I don't know any other reason. Rather than I mean, I didn't get any strikes, so... But maybe... I don't know, but something happened last stream in Lucas's Roots that made Twitch loop it and delete it and... I'm gonna try to be... Okay, maybe I need a... Okay, so the Lycoris is like a teen rating. Maybe I need to make it a mature rating? I think I can do that for my phone. Let's try that. And hope it doesn't, like, screw this up. Let's just check it off as a mature rating game, even though technically it's a T game. But like just in case that was the reason for Lucas's VOD to be the way it was. Just in case, because I'm not very good at censoring myself. I need to remind myself to say unalive instead of the other word. I think it's checked off? Maybe? No? I guess violent and graphic depictions? Maybe? Maybe it's because I didn't check that off last time. I mean, like I said, Lucas was... But there was no visual, just description, but like... I don't know. I don't understand life. But yes, let's set it as that, save it. And hopefully that will be enough to not have that happen again. Okay, anyway, let's get back. I heard resentful voices echoing through the world of death I created. In front of my eyes, bodies upon bodies of those I had killed and those who had been sacrificed were piled upon one another. That's a beautiful image. That was sarcasm.
よくも俺たちの命を踏みにじってくれたな。
How dare you trample over our lives?
自分だけ生きようだなんて絶対に許
We'll
さ
never
ない。
forgive you for sacrificing us for your own sake. Lady! Lady. Okay, let me remind you, I don't know if you guys forgot, but you all, like... You combined in group to hunt down Cerez, to kill her, because she's death and she needs to go for the safety of the country. And then the royal family told you, oh, she's a saint, she'll save us all by her death. Find her and deliver her to us. And then they all went as a collective group and hunted down Cerez again, and begging her to sacrifice her life for them to live. And yeah, okay, ladies, shut up. You have no right to say that. Yeah, they make me mad. they actually, like, I actually... It's a game. Anyway, their eyes reflected the image of me as death, covered in their blood. I'm sorry. I know I can't be forgiven. How many times have I repeated those words in this world? No, I'm not gonna go back and count. My heartfelt apologies were meaningless. More bodies fell with thuds beside me. In that pool of blood appeared someone with golden eyes.
お前のせいだ。
Oh yeah. Oh yeah! Okay, I had to take a moment and remember who died in Yves' roots. It was pretty much most of them. Most of them died in Yves' roots. Yeah. Yeah, Adolf and Lucas, I believe, are dead. I think Jean was slayed, which means that Mathis won't have the upkeep for to keep him alive, so he's probably dead too. So more or less that just left Cian with like one arm alive. and Yves and Ceres. And Salome in the orphanage. I forget, is Hugo alive? No, Hugo's dead. Yeah, Hugo, that was a whole, like, thing. Okay. Brain. Like, I've been playing the game so many times and so many routes. I now need to, like, actually stop and think to remember what happened and which routes. Maybe I should start another Word document. That would be like the 7th one. And I'm not even, that actually is pretty much an accurate number. Actually, I think the 8th. Maybe 9th? Like I said, I've been busy. Alright, Adolf, it's your fault.
お前さえいなければ
Don't say
俺は
that.
死なずに済んだ
If it weren't for you, I once have died. Oh yeah. I never unmuted it. I'm like, something's off, but I don't know what. And then I realized, oh, Adolf wasn't speaking. There was no audio. Yes. A part of my precious family had been lost. I got something in my eye. He looked at me with hateful eyes and continued to denounce me.
お前という死神がこの国を滅ぼしたんだ
Okay, now we know this is fake. I think. I mean... Well, this is not an Adolf type of thing to say, to be said. The illusion of my foster brothers scorned me, saying he wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. He stood up, reaching his arms out to try to kill me. No, Adolf,
お
don't do
前の
it!
せいでお前さえいなければ
His bloody hands closed around my neck. I was so consumed by his hate that I couldn't breathe. When suddenly, I mean, we're already dead, so it's... No, it's still gonna suck. I was trying to find some light in it, some positive... No, there's none.
セレス
Gentle arms appeared from behind me. Someone pulled me away from the thing taking on the likeness of my brother. You know, I mentioned this in another route, Mathis' I
大丈
think.
夫大丈夫だ
But
よ
the text. There could be a better choice of text for the game. I mean, there are choices of text in the settings, but like there's 4 of them. This one, another one that looks almost exactly like this one, another that's a little more bold, and then another that's looks more or less like that other one. So you have like 2 options. And I'm sure there was a better choice. Because it's like, for me, at this distance, it's like some of the letters like blend together. And I'm like, I have to check to make sure that's the word I think it is. I'm reading. Like, I'm reading that right?
俺はここにいるから。戻っておいで。
Oh, it was a dream? Oh, well, thank goodness. Okay, I guess that would explain the fire then. That part was probably a dream too. My eyes were filled with tears. A single droplet rolled down and fell onto the bed as my vision cleared.
おはよう、セレス。
Good morning. Yves. My beloved's face appeared in front of me, with eyes reflecting the morning lights. Next to me was the smiling Yves, who knew what had just happened.
また怖い夢を見た。
Okay, so I'm like, how did he? Okay, he knew it was a nightmare, not the exact details. Okay, yeah. So I take things too technically sometimes, so. Yes. Yves nodded.
それじゃあ、俺が生きているこっちが現実だって教えてあげないと。
In that case, you should know that the person in front of you is the real me, alive and well. As I continued to tremble, he gently took me into his arms. Thank you so much.
どういたしまして。とはいえ。
You're welcome. Oh, you're welcome. As it happens.
俺も言葉にできないぐらいの悪夢を何度も見るよ。
I've also been having my share of terrible nightmares for a while now.
その度に自分の罪の重さを思い知って泣きたくなる。
Each time, I realize the weight of my sins and want to cry. He raised his head with hope.
俺たちはまだ生きている。
But we're still alive.
犯した罪に泣いて苦しみながら。
I'll cry and suffer over the sins I've committed, and
1分1秒でも長くこの罪深い生を歩んでいこう。
I'll continue living my sinful life for as long as possible.
2人で一緒にね。
We'll do this together, okay? He smiled gently and kissed my cheek. Okay. It's a promise. I sweetly buried my face in Yves' chest. The world we lived in, as sinners, was very small, but as the worst sinner in this country, Being by Yves' side was more than enough. Two months ago, Arpachel was brought to the brink of destruction by its reaper named Ceres. The manifestation of Delacris, who possessed the power of allelopathy. Yves saved me by turning his back on the country where I had killed so many. My whole life, I wished for death to release me. But what changed my mind was... Here's some burnt licorice flowers.
結婚してください。
Oh. Do I remember this? I don't know if I do. That he risked his life to ask for my hand in marriage.
好きだ、セレス。君がどんな存在だろうと、俺は君が背負う仕事、愛してみせる。
I love you, Ceres. No matter who you are, I will always love you and the death that dwells inside you.
だから、その命、いらないのなら、俺にくれ。
So please, if you don't want your life, give it to me.
俺の残るすべての時間を君に捧げるから。
I offer my very self for you for as long as I have left. My response was, I love you, Yves. A crime that left an inescapable trail of blood. Like I said, that... A crime that left an inescapable trail of blood. Low-key think they do this on purpose. I love you so much, Yves. I want you, my beloved, to take my cursed life. We decided to live in suffering, bearing the sins we committed together. I was to live with the one born to love death. We had gotten accustomed to living in this hideout that Anko provided, but Yves and I, we continued to suffer through dreams like the one I had earlier, depicting shadows of those we had sacrificed.
後悔してる？俺の求婚を受け入れたこと。
Do you regret it? Accepting my proposal? No. I mean, I would hope she would say no. It'd get pretty awkward if she said yes. I shook my head as I got up from the bed. I decided the moment that I accepted your proposal that while I might feel despair, I would never feel regrets. And you'll always wake me up whenever I have a nightmare, right?
当たり前だよ。俺は君を守る守護者であると同時に。
Of course. I'm your guardian, and at the same time...
ただ一人の夫なんだからさ。
I'm your future husband, right? I mean, we better get on that quick, because like I said, we only have so much longer to live together. So we're gonna have to hustle on that wedding. His bright, bold smile quickly cast away the shadow in my heart. Thank you very much, dear husband. Future husband. I'll also wake you up if you ever have a nightmare, okay?
その呼び方はさすがに照れちゃう。
Hearing you call me husband feels a bit ticklish. Yves! I quickly held Yves and rubbed his back as he covered his mouth with his hand.
大丈夫。軽く咳込んだだけだから。
It's alright. It's only a cough. No, it isn't. His hand wasn't covered in blood, but I quietly gave him a hug. Yves looked at me and frowned sadly.
ごめんね、セレス。俺はもうすぐ君を抱きしめることすらできなくなる。
Like I said, might wanna hustle on that wedding. I'm sorry, Cerez. Soon I won't even be able to hug you back. He spoke with a pained expression. Please don't apologize. I'm the one who made you who you are now. My sins could never be erased. Yves' chromosomes were tainted with toxins for choosing me, which meant he would die in the next few months. With little time remaining, all I could do was tend to his needs as he grew weaker by the day.
大丈夫とは言えないけど。
This is gonna be a short after story. Hopefully not. I can't say I'm doing well, but
俺は君がそばにいてくれて心から良かったと思ってるよ。
I'm still
Cerez.
happy that you're here by my side, Cerez. I sighed with relief as his breathing calmed and he rubbed my back as if consoling me. And I'm happy that you're by my side, Yves. I'll always be here with you until the very end. As soon as you leave for Hades, I'll follow after you.
その時は改めて
Oh, okay,
冥
that's what I
界で
plan to
結
have.
婚
It.
式を
Okay.
挙げよ
I mean, like I said, it's the visual of Hades isn't bad at all. You know, just find a place where there's no a nice little place. I wonder if they'll meet anyone, any of the other characters down there. Yeah. We'll have our wedding down in Hades then.
う。俺君が綺麗なドレスを着て笑ってるところが見たいな。
I can't wait to see you smiling in a beautiful dress. We might want to put on the dress before she dies. Because I have no idea how they're gonna acquire a dress in Hades. I highly doubt they have, like, tailors. Or department stores. I mean, I would assume when you arrive in Hades, you're wearing the same thing you died in? So, I mean, I'm just saying. Unless you can, like, use your imagination to, change your clothing. A part of me is trying to go back to Lucas's route. And, like, did they mention something like that there? Anyway. I suddenly heard water splash in the fishbowl next to us. Puppy! That's kind of... I just had a kind of dark thoughts. So if they plan to go to Hades together, do they plan to take Puffy with them? In which case, would they cook up Puffy before they, you know, descend to Hades? This might be the end of your life, Puffy. Yves and I looked at the bowl to see Puffy puffed up one size larger, staring at us. So he is. Maybe. I'm sorry. It looks like Puffy's also going to be with us until the very end. Yves chuckled in response.
でも俺たちが死んだら服をお世話する人がいなくなっちゃうから。
I guess there's no one left to take care of Puffy after we die.
いっそその前に美味しくいただいちゃった方がいいような。
If so, maybe we should just prepare it as a tasty meal. Upon hearing that, Puffy quickly looked away. Well, maybe we can come to a decision later. I mean, it does look like it's going to grow bigger. Hopefully they'll just, you know, release it back into the ocean. I don't know how well Puffy will survive there, but, you know, better than being cooked up by Yves and eaten. Maybe they can give Puffy to Anko? Yeah, I think Puffy's gonna end up in the ocean. I tried to change the subject so that we could avoid talking about eating Puffy. Anyway, are you comfortable wearing that? At my question, Yves smiled brightly.
いい感じだよ。動きやすいし腰回りも調整できるから 寝る時にも使えるし。
It's pretty nice. Being able to adjust the sash around your waist makes it as good as nightwear. It is very relaxed.
始祖様の日記に残してあった和服ってすごく便利なんだね。
I never expected this wafuku from my ancestor's diary to be so useful.
もっともそれを再現できた君が誰よりも一番すごいんだけど。
That you were actually able to sew one makes you the most amazing of all. I'm glad to hear that. It's all worth it to see you happy, Yves. All of Yves' previous clothing were stained with blood and no longer usable. So he now spent his days in the clothes I made for him. Maybe she should have started a clothing business. Open up a store. What he was wearing right now was an outfit depicted in the Drifter's diary. It was very convenient since the size could easily be adjusted. Most convenient of all was that if someone were to happen upon us, he might be able to evade recognition and pretend to be someone else.
今思えばじい様もこれと似ている服を着てたような気がする。
I'm just saying this. The burn is a bit distinctive, so. But characters in games sometimes tend to not be very smart in this area. Maybe it will work. But like I said, that's a pretty distinctive feature. Now that I think about it, I remember Grandpa wearing something similar. So that means you and your grandpa have matching outfits now.
だね。すごく嬉しい。
Yeah, I'm really happy. Cute. Yves heaved himself off the bed. He then spun around as if to show off the clothing with pride. Yves, you need to stay still.
大丈夫だよ。さっきは軽くむせただけ。今日はむしろ調子がいいんだ。
Yves, if I remember correctly, you have a tendency to not notice the pain you're in, so I'm not sure I trust your judgment of if you actually feel fine. Don't worry, it's just a little cough earlier. I'm actually feeling good today. Really?
本当だよ。君に嘘なんてつかない。
Really? I would never lie to you. I know you wouldn't lie to me, but I'm still worried because you always put on a brave face. Remember when you told me you were fine just before you coughed up blood and collapsed?
それを言われると弱いかも。あの時は本当に大丈夫だと思ってたんだけどな。
I'm glad she's, pointing this out. I guess you got me there. But I did feel like I was doing fine back then.
でもまた悪化して寝込んじゃう前にどうしてもリコリスの花畑の様子を見に行きたいんだ。
Anyway, I want to go and check out the licorice field before I get too weak again. Fair?
あの花たちは災いを吸う花としての役目をまだ
After all,
終えていないからね。
the flowers still have a mission to absorb the island's misfortune. I saw so much strength in Yves' eyes that it was hard to believe his time was running out. I can never sway you when it comes to the licorice. In that case, let's go together. I also want to check on them. I hope that my family of black flowers with the same powers as I were still blooming with life. I acted as Yves' crutch as we slowly took our time to finally reach the center of the field. After the incident, many licorices were lost, but many survived the fire and were still absorbing the toxins that tainted the country. Yves came to check on the flowers when his health permitted, wanting to fulfill his role as guardian until the very end.
病気になってる花はないね。よかった。今の俺じゃ治療することも難しいから。
Yep. Looks like they're all growing well. I'm glad. I haven't been able to tend to them in the States. Yves slowly moved away from me, then crouched onto the ground.
今日も綺麗に咲き誇ってくれてありがとう。
Now, somewhere in my mind, when they said crouched, I saw him on all fours and I was confused, but then I realized he was just crouching down normally to see the flower. I don't know. Thank you very much for blooming beautifully today.
たとえ君たちに災いを吸う力がなくても
Even if you lose the powers to absorb misfortune of this land,
俺はセレスに出会わせてくれた君たちという大切な家族を心から大切に思ってる。
I still care deeply about you, my precious family, for bringing me to Ceres.
俺たちがいなくなった後もどうか懸命に生きてほしい。
Even if she and I were to both pass away, please live long lives. He whispered in a gentle voice as he rubbed the petals of one of the flowers. The licorices swayed in the wind, as if responding to him. I followed and crouched down beside him. My mouth cannot form words. Damn it. I'm sure they'll be fine. They're doing their best to fulfill the promise between your ancestors and the very kind death. Despite being despised by the people, they still managed to bloom beautifully.
そうだね。次の守護者は見つかってないけど、その生命力を信じよう。
You're right. I'll trust that they'll do well, even if we can't find a new guardian. We had turned our backs on this country for our own desires, but that didn't mean we wanted these licorices to wilt and die. Mother and Mathis, and many others, we held dear were still here. Oh, he is still alive. And we wanted them to live as long as they could. Yves took another look around at the Lycorises before he lay down on his back. Yves, are you okay?
ううん。なんとなくこうしたくなっただけ。
Don't worry. I just wanted to lie down for a bit.
君もおいでよ、セレス。
Let's take a break, Ceres. Yves looked up into the sky like a cat basking in the sunlight. He then looked at me with gleaming eyes full of hope. Oh. I wanted to say that we should head back so he could rest, but looking at his eyes made me feel a bit hesitant. Well, it is warm out today. After pondering for a bit, well, if you don't mind, I moved close to Yves and lay on the ground. The breeze was warm and comforting.
とっておきのベッドにようこそ。
I want warm, comfortable. Actually, you know, my shoulder is so cold. Welcome to my special bed. Of deadly flowers. It's a little better. Although the blanket's a little cold. I want to be comfortable. I'm gonna get the upper blanket for my legs. They're cold too. I get cold easily. Like, it can be like 60 degrees and I'll still feel cold. I'll still be like shivering. I'll still need a jacket. Here we go. So I guess I could do this. Then I can do this. And this. And this. Hi. Okay, what? Look, okay, that's good enough. It really is special. Much nicer and cozier than any luxurious bed. Yves took my hand and gently brought it to his cheek.
セレスはどんな時でも暖かいね。
You're always so warm, Ceres.
自分の体温が低くなっていく分、君の温度がすごく心地よくて、いつだって抱きしめていたくなるよ。
Actually, I'm gonna close the door. Actually, no. Okay, we'll find like a stopping space soon. 'Cause I don't know. My parents are bringing dinner home and I don't want it to get cold. You know how long we can go sometimes. So I might end this in like 20 minutes or something. And then we might pick it up later tonight, or... I mean, actually, I guess I could go grab... I don't know. Your warmth is so comforting. Especially since my body is colder now. I want to hold you in my arms forever. I'm happy to warm you up whenever you want.
いいの？それじゃあ遠慮なく。
We need like a heater in that cave. Not that those exist here, but... Really? Well, if you say so. Yves looked happy and hugged me tightly. That tickles.
やめないよ。君が甘えていいって言ってくれたんだから。
I won't stop, you know. You just said it was okay, so I'm holding you to your word. Well, how about this then? I giggled and hugged Yves back.
もっと強く抱きしめてくれてもいいぐらいだけど。
They're adorable. You can actually hug me even more tightly if you want. The grass rustled with our movements. We fawned over each other. We teased each other, savoring the warmth between us. As if it were a secret weapon, Yves kissed me on the neck. Yves, that's not fair. I could hardly bear it as I squirmed beside him, and finally burst into laughter.
そりゃね。何せ俺はこの国から救済を奪った卑怯な悪魔ですから。
Of course. After all, I'm the cowardly devil who robbed this country of its salvation. Really, Yves. The time we spent together was so dear and precious that... I hope it stays like this until our death. A wish that I knew wouldn't come true. Give me a sec.
Celes,
I'll end it when this scene ends. Yves' tone shifted, probably sensing what was on my mind. I quickly put on a smile so that I wouldn't worry him unnecessarily. Don't worry. I'm ready for anything. I accept the pain of losing you as my punishment. I'll live until the very end in despair. Just as Yves told me to live with him in spite of my despair.
そっか。
Yves nodded in support instead of questioning my resolve.
俺はもう君に希望を解くことはできない。でもその代わりに
I'm not able to preach hope to you anymore, but instead,
リコリスの守護者であり死神である君の夫として
as the guardian of the Lycoris and a husband of death,
どんなに苦しむことになっても
no matter what
1秒で
suffering
も
I
長
might
く
endure,
その傍ら
I
にある
promise
と
that I'll
し
stay
か
by your side.
だから俺に残された時間を
I want
君
you
に
to take
全
all
て
the
受
time I
け取
have
って
left.
ほしい。
He gave me the same oath he did back then. No matter how weak he was now, Yves' words were bold and strong. His voice was filling my heart with warmth rather than sorrow. Yes, I will. Which was why I gave my beloved guardian my word. But in turn, will you also accept my cursed life in Hades? If I lose sight of you there, I'll feel an even worse despair. Yves smiled with acceptance.
すぐにでも迎えに行くよ。リコリスノワージュの花束も改めて用意するからね。
I'll go and get you when the time comes. I'll also bring a bouquet of licorice for you. I can't wait. Probably shouldn't say that, but like... I sat up confident that Yves would keep true to his word. We should head back before you get cold.
やだ。
I don't wanna. Yves, don't act like a child. Yves pouted and rolled around and rolled back onto the ground. Yves?
今日ほど体調がいい日は珍しいんだから。もっと君と
Okay,
こうしていたい。
I feel that. It's rare I feel so good as I do today. I want to stay here with you for a little longer. Well, I felt we needed to head back so that he could rest in bed before he lost all his energy, but...
ダメ?
Please? It was difficult to be firm with Yves when he was like this. Okay, this is a good place to stop. So I know this was short, but like, we'll either pick this back up later tonight, or like, I want to say tomorrow, but like, there's no promises on that. So whenever next stream happens, we'll pick back up. Which hopefully it won't be too much of a gap. Also, maybe my mouth will work better because it's not working. So yeah, we'll save here. Alright, and yeah, we'll come back to this later. Anyway, thank you for watching, or, you know, peeking in. Like I said, I know this was... Like I said, I know this was shorts. But, yeah. Anyway, thank you, and I hope everyone has a nice night. And, I hope to see you again. So I'll say goodbye. Blow a kiss. Put on the ending stream. Oh yeah, like, socials. So these are my socials. Blue Sky is where I, announce when I'm live. And just say random things. I have a YouTube, TikTok. I make a lot of stuff on TikTok. Tumblr, I'm working on stuff there. Like I said, all the stuff I've been working on will be posted there. So if you want to check it out, go ahead. If you want to check any of these out, but I don't really use X. And Instagram, not as much, but maybe I'll get back into it. Anyway, yeah. Those are the socials, so go ahead and, follow me on those if you want.